for sports. We say hello to James Vizina.
Hi, François.
We begin on the basketball court.
The basketball. Difficult time for the Spurs on home turf as they suffered a crushing defeat against the LA Lakers. LeBron James and his team proved too much for them to handle. LeBron finishing with a triple-double as he added 21 points to the scoreboard with 11 rebounds and 13 assists. His teammate Anthony Davis also on a roll, 25 points and 11 rebounds as they held off the San Antonio Spurs 103-96. The Lakers takes top spot in the Western Conference. Over in Cleveland, Luka Doncic posted his second straight triple-double, the third of the season for the Slovenian, 29 points, 14 rebounds and 15 assists. In what was at first a tight battle between the two, the Mavericks crushed the Cavaliers thanks to their rising star player. Final score 131-111. Now to Formula One now. After winning his 6th championship, Lewis Hamilton opened up on the ups and downs that have led him to his almost record-breaking victory. 81 wins and counting, Hamilton is on course to reaching Michael Schumacher's tally of 91 and putting his name down as one of the best Formula One drivers in history. Take a little listen.
It's just very surreal, and people ask me how you feel, and it's hard to really put into words because it's different each time. The journey to here has been different to the journey to last year's and the one before that and the one 10 years ago, 11 years ago, whatever it is. I mean, who the hell knows if they've peaked? Really, in all honesty, how are you going to know when you've hit that? But I do feel like I'm constantly learning more about myself.
Now, the world's anti-doping agency is meeting for its 5th ever World Conference this week to elect its new president, with former 400-metre sprinter turned politician Witold Banka expected to take up the job. But one pressing matter that won't be solved over the next few days are fresh allegations over state-sponsored cheating in Russia. Now, an investigation back in September revealed that data from a laboratory in Moscow contains irregularities, and the World Anti-Doping Association announced it would open a formal compliance procedure against the Russian Anti-Doping Authority. It's not the first time that Russia lands in hot waters, having already been found guilty of state-sponsored cheating between 2011 and 2015. The country's athletics foundations has since been banned from international competing, but the allegations could result in a ban on taking part in next year's Olympics in Tokyo.
What WADA investigators have found is certain inconsistencies with that data, and we're currently trying to establish what that means, what those inconsistencies are exactly, how they came about. The CRC, the Compliance Review Committee, may or may not make a recommendation as regards RUSADA's compliance again, and based on that recommendation, the Executive Committee will meet. Should there be a recommendation, the EXCO will meet to make a decision on that.
Now, staying with the Olympics here in France, works have begun on the Athletes' Village ahead of the 2024 Olympic Games. The site is opening in the suburbs of northern Paris and will be home to over 15,000 athletes during the Games, a project that hasn't escaped controversy as the first steps will involve demolishing flats, offices and 3 schools on the site that stretched over 3 towns. Residents are set to be relocated, and the French government has defended its decision by insisting that the site will be turned into a green or an eco-district after the Games. Rebuilding flats and offices, the French Prime Minister was there to officially open the construction sites.
To make the Games a success, we'll have to respect the time frame and the budget allocated to the construction of the site, making sure all facilities are ready. All this organisation, all this funding, all this mobilisation mustn't vanish once the Olympic flame is blown out. There will be more public facilities and this 100-acre city will be rebuilt. But there are also practices and public policies that will benefit the communities and help develop the area, all thanks to the Olympic Games.
Now, of course, François, we can remember a similar situation back in Rio with the favelas. We can be sure that this isn't going to be the last we're going to hear from that.
Yeah, and the pressure on both sides, right? Because the Paris sold its Olympics as being on a budget, and they watched the bottom line.
That's it. And are the people who, who's going to be relocated into the flats? Is it the people who are there right now?
Is it
We'll
going to
have
be
see.
high end?
Is it?
We shall see. James Vizina, many thanks.